Thanks, Chris, for conducting the session and all the people who contributed. It was a really great session. I'm going to put a really high-level comment on this. We're in an interesting time, I think, not just in the transformation of the energy markets, which are puzzling and difficult and fascinating for many people. We're in a bigger task than that at the moment because of the loss of trust in our society for just about every institution. So we're engaged in a lot of ways that we don't actually describe as this, but it is this. We're negotiating the rules of our democracy at the moment with our governments. It's a big, big task. But the other thing that is happening is that businesses are changing, and I'm absolutely fascinated to watch the energy businesses in Australia start to change. And they're part of, I think, a global response to, I guess, the global financial crisis, in the sense that people had lost confidence in businesses behaving appropriately. We saw it in the Royal Commission, the Hayne Royal Commission, big time. So if I can talk in business terms for a moment, that risk-return efficient frontier that we look at from the point of view of our capitalist system is actually transforming into something quite different. It's transforming into a risk-return impact frontier. And that is such a fundamental change in our societies, and it is difficult. And companies, engagement with people who are customers or simply in the society is a fundamental part of that. I don't know if any of you read Larry Fisk's letter to the CEOs of the companies he invests in. He heads BlackRock, that is the biggest investor in the world, and he has written to his companies to say, we are in. What we want to see is your long-term plans. What we want to see is you understanding your impact. Now, that's one big investor. They're all starting to follow. There are thousands of people engaged at the moment in an attempt to define the measures of impact for the societies as robustly as we do the financial measures. An extraordinarily difficult task. Something the Charter will need to engage with as they think about their measures and so on. So that's kind of a high-level take on what's going on here. But I think we sometimes sit around and talk and don't realize how fundamentally we are reshaping the way some of these societal relationships and ways of working we're changing them. It's us. We're creating the changes for our future. So thank you for coming this evening. It's been a pleasure, as usual, having you here. Thank you so much for the contributions. This is always one of my favorite stakeholder meetings in Sydney, because we always have people who are doing fabulous work talking to us. And it was great listening to you, and we now have time for some very good networking. Thank you.